Hey, what's up guys? John here. So in this video, I'm going to cover 3 of the biggest new laws just signed in by Governor Newsom in California just over the last couple of days. This is going to greatly impact California real estate in a massive way. I'm an investor in California and I was going to buy more and more properties here. And I've had so many people ask me, hey John, you buy more properties? And I kept saying, no, not right now, not right now. Just because I am so unsure of what is going to happen over like the next 6 months to a year or less in California in terms of landlord freedoms. Not so much in terms of price point, not so much in terms of property prices, because ultimately I understand value. I could find a great deal in any market. It's just in good markets, it's harder to find the deals. I was more concerned of policy and how this could impact me as an investor. And after hearing some of these new bills signed in, it's scary. It really is, and it's really concerning for me. And if you're considering investing in California, watch this video. You'll learn a thing or two. And drop your comments below, hit the like button, subscribe, and let's begin. So I'm going to read this article just because I want to recite it verbatim. And if you want to read the article, you can click the link below. But I'm going to start with number 3 first, and then we'll work my way back to number 1, which is going to be the most important one. So number 3 is Assembly Bill 725, attempts to increase moderate income middle density housing developments after January 1st, 2022. All cities statewide have to zone at least 25% of their share of regional housing need for middle income housing. Those properties must be on parcels of zoning that allow for at least 4 units of housing, no more than 100 units per acre. No more than 100 units per acre. But for every 4 units you build, they control 25% of that and tell you what you can and can't rent that property for. I'm going to tell you from firsthand experience that it is so expensive to do business in California in terms of taxes, in terms of policy, in terms of permits, in terms of labor for getting the work done. Everything is so much more expensive than it would be in many other locations. I myself am building a property right now, just finishing up. I'm going to show you bank statements right here showing you just how much money I've spent. And I swear probably 10 or 15% of those expenses would never have been if I had not done this project in California. And it's probably, I want to say, about $200,000 spent in just this one account. And it's just crazy to me. California is really going down a dark hole. But so this is number 3. Let's go to number 2. Number 2 is depressing to me. And it's depressing because I love free markets. Free markets gives everyone the opportunity to go out there and apply ambition, knowledge, and real thirst for success to be able to go out there and create a great life for yourself. But when you have these big governments that are really overseeing everything, telling you what you can, what you can't do, and really kind of getting in the way, then it gets harder and harder to do that, and then ultimately you lose your freedom. And this bill right here is a really good example. This bill signed in by Senator Nancy Skimmers, the Senate Bill 1079, and it reads, it allows tenants, local governments, and housing nonprofits a chance to buy a foreclosed home at auction before corporate investors are given the chance. So essentially, they say tenants, but once you hear my next bill, you'll understand that it's really not so much tenants, it's more local government nonprofits and the government. And so it doesn't really take much to be a nonprofit, but if they are the ones that say who has first dibs at these homes at auctions, well, that causes a major conflict of interest, especially if their vote is based upon bringing in low income and moderate income families. And they buy these properties knowing that they're going to appreciate over time. They put in certain people into these units and they control basically the land and they control the vote. And this is going to be a problem. They say that we can't afford to have a repeat of the foreclosure crisis when corporations gobble up tens of thousands of homes and significantly reduce home ownership among California residents. Well, they're simply doing the same thing. They want to go out there and gobble up tens of thousands of homes and really control the market. It's just, imagine if any state, any municipality any government try to do that to Amazon? They don't. They don't go out there to Exxon and try to fix oil prices. They don't go to Amazon and try to fix third-party prices when Amazon sells a product. It's not the way. It's really confusing to me, and I think ultimately this is going to be a real big problem for residents of California if investors can't go out there and have opportunities, go out there and buy really good deals, if they have to be second in line to the state of California. It's a shame, and I think it's going to only be the tip of the iceberg for this starting. I think this could easily roll out to places like New York and Seattle and some of these other blue states where they have similar policies. And bill number 1 is Governor Newsom just vetoed, means he canceled out, he got rid of, he threw away Phil Ting's bill, which would provide new funding for construction for accessory dwelling units. He said, Governor Newsom said, that it could harm the credit rating of California Housing Finance Agency. So because of that, he does not want property owners, homeowners, to be able to really to build affordable housing on their property, allow them to create a stream of income for themselves, and put new housing stock out there. You know, the more properties that are available, the more apartments that are available for rent, the lower rents are going to be because supply and demand. If there's a lot of supply, then it's going to bring prices down. And he just X'd that. So that's what makes me question number 2, which was how he does not want corporations running out there and buying all these distressed single-family homes. He wants tenants to have the option, knowing that tenants likely don't have the money. At least a majority of them will not have the money nor the qualifications to run out there to get a mortgage and purchase a property, regardless of the price. And that's where he then puts in his position, which is that nonprofits and local government agencies can run out there and buy properties and basically control the market. So he is going to change the overall landscape of California real estate, and just big changes coming. So as the old saying goes, socialism is great until you run out of other people's money. And as we see right now in California, businesses are leaving by the thousands due to regulation, high cost, and the fact that it's just the home of lawsuits. This is pretty much the lawsuit capital of the world, and it's just ridiculous. They can go anywhere and start a business. And so this is what's happening. And the question I have is, how are they going to get funding for a lot of what they're doing? They're going to be likely imposing further regulations on property owners and business owners because they are the ones that have the money. So it's going to be a very interesting time ahead. This isn't this is more of an awareness video if you're considering to invest in California. There's still a lot of opportunity. I think California is a beautiful state. There's just so much happening here. I mean, 3rd largest port in the country. You can literally go snowboarding and surfing the same day. Just so much going on for California. But a lot that you should be aware of as a property investor. You should really pay attention to what new laws and regulations could come in that could impact you as a property owner. So this is going to be very interesting to me to kind of see how this plays out. Now with the eviction moratorium that's going to be up February 1st, which is not like every other location where it's up December 31st. This is February 1st. And I think that if there is going to be a second round of this, that it's going to get pushed out even further, given the fact that California as a whole is cold if you go to Northern California at that time of year in February. So I couldn't see them issuing all those evictions in the winter, having little kids and mothers and everyone in the street in the winter. So I just don't see that happening. I think they're going to push that even further, which then only puts on future risk and further responsibility for the property owner, the landlord. Not every landlord's a Blackstone or a BlackRock or one of these large corporations that can afford to carry these debts, these mortgage commitments, because they're not receiving income from the tenants. So it's ultimately, I think, going to drive values down even further, which could ultimately work better for California, since California is now enacting a new bill that would enable them to buy foreclosed properties. So it seems like they are establishing a system that would allow them to take advantage of the crisis that we're in right now. It's really just an interesting time to, I think, sit on the sidelines if you are a real estate investor, see what's happening in California and where this is all going. I would not be surprised to see this thing get pushed out until maybe April or maybe May for the eviction moratorium. Wouldn't surprise me at all. It's only a couple more months. So let's see what happens. What are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen in the state of California coming up over the next 6 months to a year? Drop your comments below, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you guys next video.